Check one, two. Check one, check two. Mic check one, two. Hey, hey. Check one, check two. Mic check one, two. Check one, check two. Hey, hey. Mic test one. Mic test two. Check, check. Hey, hey. It's the University of Nebraska Omaha ACHA Hockey, live from Holland Ice at Baxter Arena. Your Omaha Mavericks take on the Western Michigan Stallions. Hello out there and welcome to the UNO ACHA Mavericks channel on YouTube. I'm Nate O'Greg, back with you for night 2 of the first ever Omaha Showdown presented by Capper Hockey Services. The Capper family is here in the lobby. The fans are filling the stands, and the two teams have taken to their bench areas ahead of a huge night for hockey in the Heartland. The third game of this 4-team round-robin tournament featuring members of the American Collegiate Hockey Association's third division pits the two winners of last night's contests. Omaha opened up its showdown with a tight battle against the Red Hawks of Miami, Ohio through 2 periods. The Mavericks exploded for 4 goals in the third, allowed none, and went on to win in a comfortable fashion by the score of 7-3. For Western Michigan, it was almost the opposite story, taking on the Sun Devils of Arizona State. The Stallions found themselves with a 4-1 lead after 40 minutes of play, but the Sun Devils battled back, drawing within 1 late in the third before WMU was able to add an insurance mark from Caden Wells to earn their first win of the season with a 5-3 decision. The two unbeatens, the Mavericks and the Stallions, get set to square off next. We'll take a break and let you listen on the anthem, get you some lineups, and get to puck drop here in night 2 of the Omaha Showdown from Exarban Village. David Olson once again bringing you our national anthem, and that means we are almost ready for hockey here tonight. The sun is setting behind Center Street. We're here on the 67th Street side in the heart of Omaha, Exarban Village. Let's take a look at our 2 starting goaltenders for the night. First, for the Stallions of Western Michigan, entering 1-0 after the win last night, Connor Torkelson, the junior out of Lake Villa, Illinois, played for the Kenosha Comets 18U AA team, is getting his first start of the season in net for the Stallions. On the opposite end and making his first appearance in the Crimson and Black is the senior by way of Midland University and Toulouse, France. That's Noel Vayan. Vayan spent the past 3 seasons with the Warriors. That's from 22 to the 25 years. Was the Warriors' #1 guy back in his freshman year, but a torn hip kept him out of the rotation for the next 2 years. So he's traveled down the way from Fremont, about 30 minutes north of Omaha, to be here tonight, and he gets his first start for Omaha. Out in front of him, taking the opening draw, will be Ryan Hedquist. 2 goals for the freshman last night out of Sioux City. He'll be paired up with Fitch and Tyler Shermer on the wings. At defense is Charlie Lowndes, and touching the puck there for the Mavs is Zach Farnsworth. We are underway tonight here from Holland Ice at Baxter Arena. Second game of 3 for both of these sides, and there are the only 2 unbeatens remaining in the Omaha Showdown. Shot in from the point. That one easily kicked away by Lowndes, and out with it, he sends it to Fitch. Fitch in with the puck. Tries to center it to Shermer, and it got knocked away by the defense of the Stallions. I should mention right off the bat, Western Michigan in its athletic department calls its teams the Broncos. But outside of the athletic department, they are forced to choose a different name, and the ACHA programs have gone with the Stallions for as long as they've been involved in hockey in Kalamazoo. Puck out to neutral ice. Omaha dumps that one in on the attack. Chasing after it is Fitch. Catching up to it is Cassioppo, finding Fitch again. Little give and go, but Cassioppo is tripped up there, and a penalty coming up on the Broncos. Excuse me, the Stallions, as I just created the first blunder of the game. That's Ethan Patty heading off, the senior out of Naperville, Illinois. A healthy amount of seniors, 9 to be exact, on this Stallions roster. As we are just 58 seconds into the contest. And Patty heads off for slashing Omaha back to the power play. They were electric in the third period with the man advantage a night ago. They carry a 45.5% on the power play as Lowndes takes it at the point, sending one on net, and that one right into the breadbasket of one Connor Torkelson, who covers up for his first save of the game. Austin Tessier, another Midland transfer, will take the draw here. He just organized his players in a brief meeting there at the top of the zone. Now from the top goes Lowndes. Across to Glazer. Shot on and goes wide left. Picking that rebound chance up is Mann. He sends it back down low to Tessier. Tessier up the boards to Glazer. Back down to the corner for Tessier. Centering out in front. He was looking for Hedquist. Waiting there in the slot, but a great job by the Stallions defense to get on it and clear. 75 seconds remain on the Mavericks' first man advantage of the game. Out with it with wheels comes Ryan Hedquist. Speedster had 2 goals and an assist last night, and now has a team-leading 4 goals as a freshman in just 2 games. Glazer from the wing. Picks it up to the slot, shoots, and it redirected off a shin pad of one Pearson Clopey out in front for the Stallions. Tessier to Mann, top of the zone for Lowndes. He sends a shot on, redirected a couple of times and goes wide right. Picked back up by Glazer, down low to Tessier. Tessier looking for Hedquist out front, poked at a couple of times, but Torkelson was able to make the saves. Clear back up to the point. Mann gets it started again. Lowndes all the way across to Tessier. Has Glazer down low. Glazer looking, pulls to the front, shoots one across the net, and it goes wide right. Just barely missing the post wide on the near side. Lowndes once again at the point. Puck in the zone for almost this entire power play, which has 20 seconds left. As Mann sends one off the pads of Torkelson. Picked back up by Hedquist and controlled in the zone. Down to 12 seconds remaining as Glazer fumbles the puck in the corner, picking it back up and getting it to the point once more for Charlie Lowndes. Lowndes sends one on it. Tipped out in front. Torkelson without a stick still makes the save. Glazer chips that one off the boards and gets it to Hedquist as the Stallions make good on their first penalty kill of the game. Hedquist sends it out to Voorhees off the line change. Voorhees tries to take around one man, but a great stick there off of the defenseman Nathaniel Clopey. Getting his stick on that one and clearing it. Back down low, it's Kraut. Braden Kraut gets it to the point for Voorhees. Sends one on net, tipped out in front, and it goes wide. That was Wagner on the tip drill. Cleared out by the Stallions, and here they come from right to left. Connor Brait sends one on, but wide right, and Nalvayan still without a save in this contest 4 minutes in. Here come the Stallions, a shot from the point, wide left. Vayan still yet to be tested as going down in the play was Voorhees, and another Stallions penalty coming up here in just a moment. Omaha ices that puck, so here's the whistle And heading to the box, the second stallion of the first period, Devin Collis. Junior out of Clarkston, Michigan, played for the Michigan Wolves in the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Puts Western a man down once more. This one coming just 3 minutes and 58 seconds into the frame. And we'll give the Mavericks another chance on the man advantage. They're 0 for 1 so far tonight. Head of steam for Farnsworth, but he gets taken down at center ice, and now the Stallions control. Picking it up in his own zone off of the dump in is Hunsaker. Getting it to his D partner, Farnsworth. Leaving it there for Voorhees. He shoots one. It's blocked out in front by Patty. Stallions get to it and clear as another delayed penalty coming up on the Broncos. Arm in the sky of the official as another icing gives the Mavericks what will be a 5-on-3 advantage. As our officiating crew of Mike Buzzell and Jim Casper have been busy tonight as a cross-check sends another Stallion to the box. This one coming at 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the first period, and it'll go on Caden Wells. Wells, another junior. He's out of Grand Haven, Michigan. Has put the Mavericks on a 5-on-3 power play. They have not had a 5-on-3 to work with this season through their first 3 contests. Here's Lowndes. Over to Mann. Mann makes a move. Tried to get it across to Glazer. Tipped out in front by the Stallions. Glazer still with it. Top of the zone. Over to Mann. Shoots one. Blocked out in front. And found its way into the glove of Torkelson. He hangs on with the whistle. 57 seconds left on the 2-man advantage for the Mavs. They will have just shy of a minute to work with on a 5-on-4 should it come to that. Here's Charlie Lowndes off the draw. Finding Hedquist. Hedquist turns, shoots, and it's right into the trapper of Torkelson again. Torkelson appeared in 9 games, making 6 starts last season as a sophomore. He carries a record of 3-3-0 into this season. Then he's made 5 stops already in the first. Lowndes, Hedquist, cross to Glazer, couldn't catch the pass. Tracks it down on the corner. Now looks towards the net front, finds Tessier. That's out to the point for Lowndes. Down low to Mann. Mann spins off one hit, gives it to Glazer at the faceoff dot. Glazer looks, turns to Hedquist. Hop to Lowndes. Pad save made by Torkelson. It's redirected to the corner where it can be picked up by Chase Mann. Assistant captain for the second season, Mann gives it to Glazer. He shoots one and it's safe. Rebound chance and it's in! Chase Mann on the board for the first time this season. And he puts the Mavericks in front on the power play. Five minutes and 42 seconds into the first, and it's Chase Mann on the 2-man advantage, putting the Mavericks in front with his first goal of the year. Still 50 seconds to deal with on a 5-on-4 power play now for Omaha. As Glazer picks up the assist on that, that's now his 4th point in just over 1 game, his 2nd game of ACHA action here tonight. Farnsworth can't control it along the line. May have intentionally left that for Hunsaker, but he couldn't play it, and it gets redirected into the Stallions bench. Broncos is a force of habit, especially when you're as notorious as the Western Michigan Broncos were last year, taking home the nation's top prize, winning the NCAA Division I National Championship a season ago. It's hard to shake that name from your memory, but it just so happens that Western Michigan is a horse with 2 names. Shot off a turnover, and Nalvayan gets his first save as a Maverick. Now, taken down in front of the net was Patty by Cam Fories, and Omaha will head to the box and wipe out the remaining 11 seconds of their power play. At 6:29 of the first, it's Fories going off for a trip. 11 seconds of 4-on-4 play before Wells is let out of the box for the Stallions, and they are on their first power play of the contest. Draw one back to the point, collected by Stain. Stain across and a shot in, save made by Van. Lowndes banks it off the glass and gets it up to Glazer. Glazer in 2-on-2, but being dragged offside was Fitch by the defense, and we'll get a whistle here on the near face-off dot in the neutral zone. Western on to its first power play of the game now. Omaha on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. They were 1 for 7 a night ago with a man in the box. Glazer gets it back to Farnsworth on the PK. Clears, not out. Great stick at the line. Fitch comes barreling through to finally clear that one out. Picked up by Beanland for the Stallions. Gets it to Satawa. Satawa to Crampton, finding Williams, who's pressured off the puck by Fitch. Fitch wins that puck back in the offensive zone, giving it over to Glazer at the point. Glazer dumps it in, and it's picked back up by the Stallions. Out they come with it, Satawa. Skating with Stain, and it's right into the breadbasket of Vayan. He covers up and holds. He'll have a face-off to his left with 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining on the penalty to Cam Fories. Shot in off the draw to reflect it out in front. Now a misplay at the point by Pearson Cloppy, and the Mavs are able to clear. That's Hunsaker, the captain, getting his stick on that one and sending it all the way down. Torkelson stops the play for a moment for the Stallions. Now heading up with it was Devin Collis, but a great play at the line by Dirk Schneider forces the Stallions into their own zone again. Looping out of his zone is Pearson Klopp. Intercepted by Dirk Schneider at neutral ice. Tried to find Shermer. It's picked off and started out by Brott. Brait to Pearson Klopp. Back to Brait. The two play catch in their own zone with down to 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Finally into the offensive zone is Pearson Klopp. He dumps it in. Hunsaker first to retrieve it with 3 seconds. It's still along the wall out to the point for Klopp. He sends one on net. Vayan makes the save, poking it out to his defense. Back out in front. Another save made there off the stick of Charlie Carnes. Nowell covers up and holds. Face off to the right of the Frenchman. It's won by the Mavericks. Mann picks it up, gets it out of the zone as he gets sent into his own bench. It's quickly dumped back in by the Stallions. Picked up by Nate Mitchell for Omaha. Mitchell, a little give and go play with Mann. Now finding Glazer up in the neutral zone. He's over and in the offensive. Sends it up on net. Weak shot there, looking for a redirect. But Torkelson saw it all the way and will hold for a whistle. 11:04 to go in the first period. Omaha leads 1-0 off a power play goal from Chase Mann, his first of the year. Mann now moves back into a tie with Charlie Shea as the two share 4th place all time in the program's goal leaders. Glazer looking for the point man, Nate Mitchell. He couldn't find it, and the Mavericks will head back to their own zone. Mitchell behind the cage being pressured by a couple of Stallions. Leaving it there for Mason Beth. Out last night, but back in the lineup today. Beth finds Tessier over the red line, and he's in. Tessier makes a move towards the center. Gets it over to Mitchell. He sends it down low to Glazer. Glazer reverse hit on Williams. Now gets taken off the puck. but catches right back up with it at center. Glazer gives it back to Lowndes, who finds Farnsworth. Farnsworth dumps it in after he crosses the center ice red, and the Mavericks will go for a line change nearly halfway through the first period. Here's James Shea. Shea dumps it in on the attack for Omaha. It kicks weird off the back dasher, and the Stallions are able to control. Shea keeps that in at the line, getting it over to Hadfield. Farnsworth couldn't control it. Lowndes picks it up at center and dumps it back in. Western's Griffin Friel starts the breakout for the Stallions. In swept Braden Kraut, scaring the Stallion off the puck, and Friel has to go try to retrieve it at center. Hadfield gets it up to Cassiopo, and he'll dump it in. Farnsworth racing after it. He's first to it against the opposite 8, Matthew Rickabaugh. Rickabaugh wins possession. Wagner able to keep it in. Puck played loose out to the slot. Western first on it. Lowndes, great play to keep that. That was Satawa trying to leak behind the last defenseman for the Mavs. Puck dumped in by Western. Picked up by Omaha. Here's Charlie Shea, leaving it there for Lowndes. Out of his own end, Charlie Lowndes to Kraut. Kraut back to Lowndes, tip shot, and it goes just wide over the shoulder of Torkelson. Puck played out by the Stallions and in on a 2-on-1 rush. Here comes Karn. Shot on. Save made by the senior out of Toulouse, France. Nolvean. Great look there from the Stallions. Just their third shot on goal as Charlie Lowndes gets it back out of harm's way and all the way down to the offensive zone. Stopping with it there is Pearson Klopp, younger brother of Nathaniel Klopp. Both are playing here tonight for the Stallions as Shermer forces a turnover below the goal line. Tries to play it back out front to Hedquist. Couldn't find him there, and the Stallions are out with the puck. To center ice, it's Jack Williams. One of two unrelated Williams on this Stallion squad. Gets it back to Hebard. He sends one on net from center ice. Omaha picks it up there. Fories finds Fitch. Fitch to the middle for Shermer, getting it to Hedquist. 2-on-3 come the Mavs. Hedquist poked off of it right to the blade of Shermer. Sends one on from the wall, and it's wide right. Fitch picks it up below the goal line. Looking out front, couldn't find his man. Still on the puck is Carson Fitch out of Sioux City. Giving it down low to Shermer. Shermer goes behind the net. Trying to find out front, gives it to Hunsaker at the point. Fories, also from the blue line, takes a shot wide right. Retrieved by Hedquist. Tried to go behind the back, taken out of the play there. Shermer left it for Kraut. Now Fitch just lifts the stick and forces Brait down to the ice, but turnover in the offensive zone gives it right back to Western. Devin Collis couldn't hang on to the puck. Now picks it up in the corner, trying to work with it once more. Finds Patty on the opposite side. Out to the point for Rickabaugh. Rickabaugh played right off the puck by Fitch, and he gets it to center ice. 7 minutes to go in the first. Still 1-0 Mavs. Western starting to up the pressure. To a side along the glass here nearest to us, and it's one out by the Stallions, who chip it into the offensive zone. Fories first to it for Omaha, pressured off of it. One out to the point where it's dumped right back in by Griffin Friel. Hunsaker collects it for the Mavs and plays it out to center. Friel dumps it right back in. Friel chases Fories around the net. Fories still with it, finds Glazer. Glazer gives it up to Mann. Dances around one hit, but loses the puck in the process. Picked up by Rickabaugh. He'll start to rush out. Oh, dangerous play there as Pope didn't even see Tessier coming in. Now a shot from the wing. That's covered up and held by Vayan. Vayan making his fifth save. All 5 shot attempts on goal. He's been able to turn aside through the first 14 minutes of his action as a Maverick. Now a shot in. That one saved. Coming off the blade of Klopp again. Omaha plays it right into their own bench. And we'll have another defensive zone face-off for the Mavs. Tessier, the center iceman, directing traffic once more. He'll do battle with Satawa there in the far face-off dot. Great design play, and that was what Tessier drew up. Glazer sprung free, makes a brilliant move, and it's in! Torkelson sends that one all the way down the ice, pissed about how he missed that great look from Glazer, who had him on skates in the crease, and burned Torkelson on that glove side with a backhand. What a move as Blake Glazer gets his third of the season. (14 minutes and 8 seconds into the first, and Glazer has doubled the lead for the Mavs. They're up 2-0 on the Western Michigan Stallions in the first. Shot in, deflected a couple of times. Now played up into the netting. That might have been off of a Stallion. But Jim Casper, our official, says it'll stay here in the defensive zone for Omaha. Western getting an offensive zone draw out of it. Glazer now with an assist on the first goal. His own in the second one. Has the Mavs up 2-0. Western from the point. Wide shot there from Klopp. Picked up at the opposite point man, and he sends a shot in. That's deflected away by Lowndes. Another shot on. Blocked out once. Rebound right to the stick of a Stallion, and Bayan made the quick save. Sharp reflexes there from the senior. Down into the corner, it's James Shea. Shea and Hadfield come together doing battle with a couple of Stallions. That was Brott and Collis there in on the attack for Western. But Omaha out with it. Lowndes up to Cassiopo. He can't contain it. It's intercepted by Klopp, and he'll start the rush back up. Leaving it there for Hebbard. The defenseman all the way up. Tried to find Brait. Couldn't get a stick on it in the slot. Intercepted by Charlie Shea as Brait sent a pass back out. And this one will be a penalty on Charlie Lowndes. Interference to call. And Omaha will head back to the box for the second time in this period. So at 5:28, Charlie Lowndes heads off for interference, putting the Stallions on the power play for the second time tonight. They were 1 for 8 in 8 chances last night against the Sun Devils, averaging a .130 power play percentage. Omaha dumps that out off of the face-off draw, and regrouping are the Stallions. Satawa finds his man Crampton. Crampton tries to go 1-on-3 against the Mavs, and that's not working. The great defense from the Crimson and Black keeps that puck out and clears it. Western from its own end once more. Steen takes it down the right wing. Dodges a couple of hits, but can't contain the puck. Voorhees sends it up the wing. Loose out in front. Backhand try, still there. Beanland couldn't get a stick on it. Hunsaker finally controls it and will settle things down. Backhanded, lifted it up, but couldn't get it out. Glove down, played over to Crampton. Shot intercepted. Actually, it was a pass that Hedquist got a hold of in the slot and sent out to center ice. Jack Williams holds on to it while his team changes in front of him with 45 seconds to go on the man advantage. In with it skates Ethan Patty. Loses it along the blue line. Great. Right behind him to dump it down. Patty behind the goal line. Looking, trying to find his man out front. It was blocked out there by Hunsaker. Taking pride in shot blocking was a note from Coach Harahill to his Mavericks for the whole weekend. Taking pride in it they are is another shot. Blocked up and high over the cage by Hunsaker. Hedquist gets to it, spins off the wall, and clears it the length of the ice. And with 10 seconds left on the man advantage, Torkelson sends it right out in front of his net. He finds Charlie Carnes awaiting at the far blue line, enters the offensive zone, taken down by Farnsworth, Mavericks back to full strength as Patty sends one towards the net, looking for a pass there to Collis. He couldn't get a stick on it. Omaha 2 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight, as with 2 minutes and 22 seconds, a shot saved from Vayan off the stick of Collis. Wyatt Wagner picks it back up for the Mavs in his own zone. Wagner, the freshman, played his last 4 years with the Omaha Junior Lancers varsity squad. Sends one on net, sticked aside by Torkelson and up in the glass. Grabbed there by Collis. He clears to center ice, picked back up and turned in by Kraut. He intercepted as he enters the zone and slowing it down are the Stallions. Tip pass negates icing. Devin Collis got his stick on that, sending Dirk Schneider back below his own goal line. He starts to rush up to Farnsworth. Farnsworth takes a hit, loses possession. Entering back in with it is Satawa. Dumps it in on the backhand, and chasing after it is Wagner for Omaha. Getting it over to Glazer in the near corner with 90 seconds remaining in the first. Still 2-1 Mavericks as Glazer turns it over in the offensive zone for Western. Hunter Beanland sends it across to nobody. Intercepted back by Mann. Rung around the boards to Farnsworth and finally out of the zone. Farnsworth loses a tire as he gets across the blue line, dumping it in the rest of the way where it's picked up by Cole Williams. Glazer gets a stick on that pass from Williams and sends it back to the corner. Picked up there by Friel looking for Beanland. Icing waved off, so they unable to control that one for Nate Mitchell. Rung around the boards to Glazer. Delayed offside means that Rickabah couldn't enter the zone, and back with it comes Glazer. Finding Tessier, shot up and over the net. 45 seconds to go in the period, and Omaha nearly got a third one. Off the stick of Tessier, it's into the corner. Taken down there is Blake Glazer. Didn't appear to have the puck, but he's able to get it out to Beff somehow anyway. Slow moving shot, nearly found its way all the way through. Picked up by the Stallions, can't clear the zone. Mann takes a hit as he dumps that one further. Picked up by Rickabah, leaving it there. Getting it to Klopp. Tessier intercepts and takes it back towards the net. Tessier spins, finding Glazer. 10 seconds left in the frame. It's to Mitchell now. Makes a move, shot wide left. Below the goal line. Tessier holds, looks, trying to find Beff with 2, and the puck will be cleared. Shea with one more chance. No, the period expires, and we head into the locker rooms with the Mavericks controlling this one by a score of 2-0 after the first. Something extra for the officials to deal with by chance here at the end of the first period as the teams skate off. We will take the break with them and be back with you right after this intermission for the second. Don't go anywhere as you're listening to the UNO ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. And welcome back. Period 2 here, Holland Ice Center at Baxter Arena. Caden McDermott, Easton Mesher, and Nate Obrecht here with you for period 2 between the Mavericks and the Stallions of Western Michigan. Omaha jumped out to a 2-goal lead after the first period with goals from Chase Mann and Blake Glazer. We continue the Capper Hockey Services Omaha Showcase with a contest between the Sun Devils of Arizona State and Miami, Ohio, right after we're done here tonight. As Omaha with a brief huddle along their bench. Great time for us to show you these shirts are still available in the lobby, folks. The Omaha Showcase t-shirt. It's the city flag of Omaha combined with the ACHA logo and the 4 schools competing in it. It is an excellent design done up by the ACHA. And they're still available. $10 down in the lobby. You can go talk to the Capper family and get your very own Omaha Showdown t-shirt here tonight. Omaha back on the attack in the second. Ryan Hedquist rushes that one behind the cage of Torkelson. Shermer to it. He sent it on the backhand towards the slot. Picked up by the Stallions, and they'll clear the zone. Out with it skates Charlie Carnes. Sophomore out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Takes it down below the goal line. They and there as the Mavs doing battle. Hedquist wins the puck back, but as he touches up, a penalty call on Omaha, who will head to the box for the 3rd time tonight. First time just 35 seconds into the second period. That's Hedquist in the box. 2 minutes for tripping on the freshman out of Sioux City and the current goal leader for Omaha. As the Mavs right off the draw, Charlie Shea goes in and sends it the length of the ice, putting it on net and forcing Torkelson to make the save. Out with speed comes Jack Williams. He's into the offensive zone, curls around the bottom of the faceoff circle, giving it back to the point. Across to the other side for Beanland. He shoots wide left. It rings all the way out and will go below the goal line where Western tracks it back. Shea on the attack for Omaha on the PK. Forces an errant pass, and Torkelson has to give it back to his defenseman, Jack Williams, who will start up once more for the Stallions. Just getting it over the blue line into the offensive zone, and Hunsicker able to clear out. Wagner was in all alone, but Torkelson with a great stretch pass. Stringing up Satawa. Omaha can't clear. Kept in at the line by Crampton. He'll dump it into the corner. Satawa in the opposite corner, digging it between the skates of Hunsicker. 2 Stallions collide with Troy Hunsicker, who wins the puck out. Getting it to Fories and out of the offensive zone of the Stallions, clearing it the length of the ice. With 40 seconds to go on the penalty to Hedquist, just 35 seconds into the period. All the way up for Devin Collis. Collis on the attack for Western. Down low to Carnes. Carnes, being pressured by Charlie Lowndes, has to give it up to Braid. Braid along the far wall. Sends one to the middle, deflected out by Mann to Tessier, and the Mavs clear once more. Down to 15 seconds. Good for one more rush for the Stallions if they hurry. It's Pearson Klopp retreating behind the cover of his own cage. Trying to find Patty. Stick lifted by Mann. Played off the puck by Lowndes, and he dumps it in. Omaha back to even strength as the puck goes right up to Hedquist. Hedquist jumps off the ice as wanting to avoid the too many men call. They elected to have only 4 out there. It's a dangerous situation when you get into it. As Omaha controls in the offensive zone once more. Played off the puck was Tessier by Hebard, and Hebard able to get it out to Brait. Brait just over the line, and it's intercepted off of his stick by Farnsworth. Farnsworth to Tessier. Tessier out to Mann. Mann chips it off the glass to himself. in all alone, giving it across to Glazer, who is streaking in and sending a Stallion into his own goaltender. Was Glazer, and he'll be responded to by Rickabaugh. Glazer entered the zone out of seemingly nowhere. His man was on the backhand, just saw Blake crashing in at the last moment, tried to send it over. And with his stick lifted, Glazer was unable to do anything with it, but the Stallions defenseman crashed into Torkelson, forcing a whistle. So that stops play, 16:48 to go in period number 2. Western wins the draw in its own zone. That's Hebert. Played off the puck by Cassiopo. He's taken down. No orange arms in the air as Omaha dumps it back in. Picked up by Klopp. He takes it behind the goal line. He's chased by Cassiopo. They'll try the other way and do clear the zone. Sebastian sends it right back in for the Mavs. Tracked down first to it is James Shea. Two-a-side collide in the far corner. Hadfield there for Omaha. He possesses the puck, kicking it from skate to stick, but can't get by Hebert, who lifts it out. Getting it up ahead to Conley. He shoots on Tessier, and that's Vayan with the save. His first save of the second after 7 in the first. Out to the point. Shot blocked there by Mitchell, was earmarked wide right. Picked back up by Satawa, dumped down low. Collis on it. Loses it there to Patty. To the top of the zone for Williams. Across the line. Great shot blocked from Hadfield. Cole Williams dumps it back in. Dirk Schneider picked up his first assist as a Maverick in this one. On the second goal from Glazer did the freshman out of Sioux City, Noah Dirk Schneider. Gets that puck down low. Out with it comes Satawa for the Stallions. Over the blue line, he takes a shot wide right and over the cage. Didn't test Vayan. Cole Williams stops it at the blue line. Given low there to Seth Brill, who dumps it the rest of the way. Fories meets it for the Mavs. Brill chasing after it, and now the two sides converge in the corner. Shermer comes out with it for Omaha. Cross ice to Beth. Beth over the center ice line. He dumps it in on the attack. Shermer first to it on the hash marks. Can't catch up with the puck. It's out. Satawa getting it ahead to Nathaniel Klopp. He's played off the puck. Ahead is Ryan Hedquist. Hedquist sends one in. Stick save. Torkelson to the corner. Shermer takes a hit. Spins off of it and keeps possession. Shermer down low. Tries to go around two men. Justin Satawa intercepts. Fories tried to keep it at the line. On his dump in. Called off. Delayed offside as Western able to clear. At center ice and scrambling for it, Ryan Hedquist. He retreats to his own zone, banking it off the wall. It's picked up by Michael Stein, and he dumps it in. Under 14 to go in the second period. The middle frame of this one, Omaha leads 2-0, 2 goals in the first. Mann and Glazer. Lowndes dumps it in, and the Stallions set up. They've got the early game tomorrow against Miami, Ohio. That'll be 10 o'clock at Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. As we'll play our final two games at Baxter tonight. And the puck sent the length of the ice by the Stallions. It'll come back to their own zone for an offensive faceoff due to icing. Western 1-0 on their conquest of 20 games in the 25-26 season. They'll wrap up the Omaha Showcase with a 10 a.m. start against Miami, Ohio. Then they'll have a nice week off before welcoming the Michigan Wolverines to their home ice, the Wings Event Center in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Puck dumped in. Picking it up there is the defenseman Jack Williams for the Stallions. He's along the wall, sending it cross ice to Patty. as Western looking for a lane to break out. Creel gets it to Patty. Big hit along the glass by Lowndes, and a penalty coming up on that one. Boy, we had about as good a look as that one as we're going to get. As Maverick fans protesting the call from the crowd here. Roughing. We are in a checking league. I think we should remind the officials, but roughing is the call on Charlie Lowndes. 7 minutes and 3 seconds into the second period. It'll put the Stallions on their fourth power play of the game, second of the period. Wow. Lowndes to the box for the second time tonight. Both checking infractions. As at the point, it's Collis, usually a left winger, now a right defenseman. At least for the 5-on-4 power play. It's the fourth of the game. 0 for 3 tonight are the Western Michigan Stallions. Pearson Klopp starting from his own goal line. Give and go with Brait. Now back to him at the red line. Intercepted by Hedquist. He dumps it in. Shermer can't control it along the wall. Gets out to center ice. Hunsaker dumps it back in. Collis has to chase it. Brait on it. Shermer with great forecheck on him on the penalty kill. Shermer with a great hit on Brait. Frees the puck up. It's picked up and carried out of the zone by Carnes. Delayed call coming up on Tyler Shermer of the Mavericks. As he touches up and sends it down, he will skate off to the box. And Western gets their first shot at a 5-on-3 power play. And a chop from Brait of the Stallions. Is he going to get sent off for that? No call there. Roughing on Shermer. Buzzell goes to talk to Brait, but does not usher him to the penalty box, so it will be a 5-on-3 power play for Western. As Shermer to the box for roughing. I think someone's going to have to talk to the officials at the intermission about what a check is. 8 minutes and 6 seconds, just a minute and 3 seconds after Lowndes' weak roughing call. Shermer takes one as well. To the point on the 5-on-3. Shot in. Blocked out in front by Fories. Stein to the top of the zone. Jack Williams. Williams down low to Crampton. Played off the puck by the captain. Hunsaker in the corner, and the two sides collide. Out. Picked up by the Mavs. Great interception by Fories in the slot, and he sends it the length of the ice with 30 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Western out of their own end. From left to right on the man advantage in the black uniforms with gold and white trim. Intercepted by Wagner. He's in all alone with Puck-Tin. Makes a move and scores! Ryan Wagner! On the 5-on-3 disadvantage, Ryan Wagner beats Torkelson and puts the Mavs up by 3. Sending this crowd into fury. And drawing ire from the Miami guys looking on. They remember this from a night ago when the Mavs just poured it on in the third period, getting it started a little earlier here and on the man disadvantage. It's the second shorthanded goal in as many games for Omaha. And it comes at 9:51 of the second period off the stick of Wyatt Wagner. All alone, he just ripped it off of the defenseman's stick, and now Western having trouble keeping it in the zone. Errant pass there from Klopp. Chasing after it is Fitch. He takes a fist to the face as Western grabs the puck and starts back with it. No call. Poke check from Fories along the blue line as the Mavs have one man out of the box. Carnes gives a reverse hit to Fitch, and Western controls on the far wall with 40 seconds remaining on the power play. 0-4-3 tonight are the Stallions, and they have given up a shorty in the process. Out to the point, it's Cole Williams. Wound up shot, save made. I don't think that ever got through the man. Might have been stopped by Lowndes on the fence, and it's cleared out to center. Picked up by Charlie Carnes. He dumps it into Connor Brate. Brate moves in. Pad save. Bayan. Rebound chance. It's there. It's loose. Bayan covers up and holds for the whistle. 7 seconds away from the midpoint in this game. 13 seconds away from back to full force for the Mavs. Boy, the action has just ramped up here in the second after it was a slow start. We didn't have a single shot on goal for the first 5 minutes of this frame. But here as we near the midway point, action-packed is the best verb. As Omaha picks that puck up, Forey's giving it ahead to Tessier. 3 seconds and 2 on the man advantage for the Stallions. They're 0 for 4 tonight. Tessier down low. Loses the puck. It's picked up by Nathaniel Klopp. Klopp able to just barely get it over the blue line, and Omaha has to regroup and touch up. Getting on side as the pass sent ahead to Klopp. Just does get a stick on it. Hunsaker first to it for Omaha. Hunsaker out of the zone. Leading pass for Shermer. He dumps it the rest of the way in. Picking it up is Cole Williams below the goal mouth of Connor Torkelson. Out with it skates Klopp, finding Satawa. Intercepted as he enters the zone by Hadfield. Out with it skates Tessier. Tessier and Cassiopo 2-on-2. Tessier finds Cassiopo. Tried to get it back out in front. Tessier was held up as he tried to get to the slot and could not find that pass. Out with it skates the captain of the Stallions, Caden Wells. Excuse me, that's Griffin Crampton, the captain, number 87. As he plays it down low to Stein. Stein, pressured by a couple of Mavericks on defense. It's Dirk Schneider coming up with it in the corner. Dirk Schneider on out to Cassiopo. Can't clear the zone. Great keep at the line by Friel. Now the Mavs do get it to center. Tessier to Cassiopo and back again. Great hit by Tessier, trying to free up a lane to get through. Now on the puck. Gives it back to the top for Cassiopo. Redirected shot goes just wide left. Tried to clear by the Stallions. Kept in by Dirk Schneider. Looking for James Shea. Held in by Hadfield. Now to Charlie Shea. The two Sheas out on the ice at the same time. Charlie lifts one up. And it's out into the slot. Diving clearance there from the captain, Crampton. As Omaha, a couple of good looks on that opportunity. Under 8 minutes to go in the second. Omaha has added a big insurance tally. They now lead 3-0. Lowndes dumps it in. Omaha goes on the attack. They meet Jack Williams behind the cage. Great stick there by Wagner to free that puck up. Now it's to the corner where Patty grabs it for the Stallions. Right into the center of the ice. He gets it to Jack Williams, who dumps it in and on net. Vayan, pad right back out to Beth. Looking for Shea. He couldn't get his backhand on it. And as it goes down, icing waved off as Patty was near enough to it for the Stallions. He gets to it, banking it off the glass, and it's Wagner who sends it on. Torkelson was content to hold for a whistle, but being urged to give it up. Intercepted in the offensive zone by Wagner. Couldn't find Kraut. Picked up by Collis. He clears the zone for Western. 1-on-1. Ethan Pate. Looking across ice. He's got a couple of men with him now. Shot in from Heather. Blocked out in front by Lowndes. He's blocked at least 3 of those tonight. The big freshman playing out of Omaha, Nebraska by way of the East Coast Wizards in the Eastern Hockey League. All the way out in Bedford, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, comes Charlie Lowndes all the way back home. Played for the Omaha Mastery team, the 16U AAA squad here in town, before leaving for CompuWare in Detroit. Icing called on the Mavs as Omaha heads back to the faceoff dot in front of Noel Vayan. Stopped all 12 shots the Stallions have sent his way tonight in his first appearance for Omaha. Senior out of Toulouse, France, and the Midland Warriors of ACHA Division I. Western Michigan also fields a Division I ACHA program. And in fact, these players 12 of them on the roster were with the Division I program at some point in their career in Kalamazoo. As the Zooligans, as they're called, with a false start on the draw, they win that one. At the point, tipped out a couple of times and it's deflected behind the net. Vayan tried to make a header of a save, but didn't need to as it goes wide right. Behind the net, it's Beth. To Wagner, the most recent goal scorer for the Mavs on the 5-on-3 penalty kill. They get it out of the zone. It's to center ice. Wagner sweeping at it as he dives down to a knee. Can't get it there, and it's back into the defensive zone for Omaha. Lowndes to Hedquist. Chips it into the offensive zone. Picked up by Hayden Hebert of the Stallions. Left there for Brait. He takes a hit as it's sent back in and on net to Torkelson. Blockers that one down. Brait collects, can't get it out. Hunsaker dumps it to the near corner. It's picked up by Hebert. Backhanded along the back wall to Plop. Kept in along the line by Fories. Fories to Hunsaker, the two captains this season. Cam, in his second season as an assistant, as a shot in from Hedquist didn't get through. Now a shot from Fories, patted aside by Torkelson. Behind the net, it's Shermer. Looking out to the slot, blocked out by Klopp. He'll collect along the hash marks and clear the zone. Fories picking it up there, alternate captain for the second season. Hunsaker now with it. He's the captain for the third straight year as he carries that one in onside. Sends it on, and it's sticked away into the netting by Torkelson, who has his 11th save of the contest with 5:18 to go in the second. During the second intermission, we will get a chance to speak with Coach Hill of the Mavericks in his third season and now with a record of 32, 25, and 5. That'll be coming up right after the horn sounds here in the second, so don't go anywhere as we end period 2. Mitchell from the point. In the offensive zone, sends one wide right. Picked up on defense by the Stallions. Sauced out of the zone where Mitchell collects it again. Glazer from skate to stick. Gets it to Tessier, the man, and back to Mitchell. Well, regroup. Dirk Schneider in with speed. Dirk Schneider on the far side. Takes it into the corner. Poke check there from Jack Williams. Sticking with it is Dirk Schneider, getting it down low to Glazer. Glazer switches corners, now finds Tessier, couldn't get it through. Intercepted briefly by Rickabaugh. Tessier back on it. Shoulders off one hit, getting the puck to Glazer. Glazer and Tessier collide. Tessier takes the puck back to Mann. Mann crunched along the wall by two Stallions. Mitchell gives it to Mann. Mann shot in, glove save, and Torkelson holds for the whistle. Mann looking for his second of the game after netting 13 goals and 13 assists to boot last year as a freshman. Finished third in points per game last year and included 3 game-winning goals a season ago. Mann had the first one tonight as taking it in their own zone are the Stallions. One back out by Cassiopo. Taking it behind the net again, and he's taken down. No call there as it's grabbed by the captain, Crampton. Big hit from James Shea along the glass. Frees the puck up to the point for Farnsworth. Back down low to Hadfield as the Mavs control and cycle. Intercepted by the Stallions, and they'll carry it out. Here comes Ethan Patty. One of 9 seniors on this Stallion squad, Ethan Patty. Dumped it into the offensive zone, and now Jack Williams will retrieve it. He's been everywhere tonight. The senior out of Lafayette, Louisiana, a mainstay on that defensive line for the Stallions. He dumps in that puck. And as it goes down, an errant icing called will bring the play to center ice. Friel arguing his case. And Jim Casper does indeed point to the Omaha logo at center ice for the draw with 3 minutes, 33 seconds to go in a 3-goal game in the second. Omaha bull rush off the draw. They can't win the puck back. Hunsaker able to steal it off the stick of Friel and dump it in. Around the back wall it goes. Grabbing it is Trout, sending one on wide right. Picking up the rebound is Hunsaker on the opposite wall. Down low from the left wing, it's sent back out high to Shea. Charlie Shea dumps it in once more, getting it to Wyatt Wagner. Wagner can't hang on to it. Hunsaker kept it in at the line, dumping it back down low for Wagner once more. Into the corner goes Wyatt Wagner. Hooked down. No arms in the air as Hunsaker grabs it. Back to Wagner. Across to the opposite point for Fories. Can't control it immediately. He does catch up and give it low to Hunsaker. Out to Shea in front. Redirected a couple of times but couldn't find its way past Torkelson as it goes wide left. Kraut trying to find Wagner. Out front to Shea. He sends one wide left on the slap shot. Picked back up by Hunsaker. Slapped out a couple of times. It's popped up in the air and goes to the opposite side of the cage. Fories gets it at the point. Across to Hunsaker along the blue line. Sends one in again, and it's wide right. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the second. Shea off the skate of Wagner, who appears to be injured as he skates back to the bench, and Satiwa skates out for it for the Stallions. 2-on-1 come the Stallions. What a great save! Noel Zayan shutting down Seth Brill on the far post on a one-time shot. Puck along the blue line didn't enter all the way, and offside are the Mavericks. Fans not in agreement with that call, but the puck does completely, just like on the goals, it does have to completely cross that blue line before the skates do. Again, that puck has to be completely in the white on the plus side of the blue line for the Mavs in order for it to be onside. As that puck was just sitting on the line while multiple Mavericks were in the zone, it's an offside call, but Omaha quickly in on the attack with under 2 minutes to play in the second. Shermer below the goal line. To the corner, now he looks out with it. Tried to find Hedquist in the slot. Blocked down by the Stallions, and they'll clear the zone. Devin Collis tried to bring that one up. It was slapped by Dirk Schneider into the bench. And we'll get another neutral zone face-off. Right at center ice. Hedquist wins that one back to Nate Mitchell. Mitchell and Dirk Schneider, the freshman pair, on the blue line for the Mavs as Dirk Schneider sent that one a little too high. It hits up into the rafters, and we'll have another center ice draw with 1:31 to go in the middle period of 3. The Mavericks lead by 3 thanks to a goal at 9:51 by Wyatt Wagner. Omaha has been excellent on faceoff draws tonight, but a great read on that by Hayden Hebert to intercept that with the glove and take it into the offensive zone. Better physical work by Shermer to get that puck back out. Hedquist had it for a moment, played off of his stick. Devin Collis brings it in. Great defense from Hedquist after he gave that one up, won it right back to center ice, and now Fitch and Shermer do battle with a couple of Stallions, winning it to Nate Mitchell. Mitchell there, backhand pass, looking for Shermer. It gets somehow back to Mitchell. Sprawling out in front is Torkelson. It banks off of his back and goes wide right. Picking it back up on the counterattack comes Charlie Carnes with speed. Has a man on the far side. That's Devin Collis, but can't get around Hedquist. And the puck goes to the corner with under a minute in the second. Shermer ahead to Hedquist. 2-on-2, an even break for the Sioux City Kids. Hedquist shoots one into the glove, and Torkelson grabs it, hanging on with 32.7 to go in the second. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off for Omaha here, just shy of a half a minute to go in the middle frame. They win another draw to the Mavericks, and Lowndes sends it towards the net. Wide left, looking for a pass to Glazer behind. Glazer looking for man, shot in, and it's saved. Loose out in front still. Glazer trying to whack at it. It's played behind the cage. Glazer kicks it to his stick. Intercepted as he tried to enter the slot. Western dumping that one out of their zone. And it will go for an icing with 8.1 seconds. Great hustle by Charlie Lowndes to preserve as much time as he possibly could for the Mavericks to get one last look before the period expires. Tessier directing traffic before this offensive zone faceoff. They win it right back to Lowndes. Just what he wanted. Couldn't get it through as Patty blocks that shot out in front as the puck goes to center ice. We head to the second intermission. Your score after two. Omaha 3, Western nothing. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got an interview with Coach Harrahill coming up in just a matter of moments as you're listening to the ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. We'll be right back. And as promised, I'm joined by Coach Harrahill and his son Lawson here for the second intermission. Coach, great defensive performance here through the first 40 minutes for your squad. What have you liked about your goaltending and your defensive play here through two?
Well, we know we're going to get out of Frenchie every game. He's outstanding. So as long as we can keep things perimeter, he's gonna keep us in every game. We gave up 4 high quality shots that period, which we don't want to do. But overall, defensively, we're collapsing. We're making it hard to enter the zones. Every time somebody's crossing the blue, we're trying to make a play, which I like.
20 minutes left. You got to hang on to the lead. What's going to be the strategy and what's the message in the locker room for this last period of play?
I think the last thing we want to do is worry about hanging on the lead. It's more so step the foot on the gas. Because the second we start hanging back, that's when we start letting them get opportunities. The shots start trickling up higher. We need to continue to battle. We need to put the foot on the gas pedal. We need to go.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Holland Ice at Baxter Arena, Exarban Village in Omaha, Nebraska. Nate Obrecht, Caden McDermott, Easton Mesher here with you for the third and final frame of regulation time. Omaha enters this period leading the Western Michigan Stallions by a score of 3-0. They added one goal in the second on the 5-on-3 man disadvantage. They were killing the penalties when Wyatt Wagner just stripped the defenseman of the puck at the blue line and skated in all alone to make it a 3-goal game. That's where we sit now as we enter the third. The Stallions trying to kick some life back into their team, but Omaha controls the puck right off the draw. Fitch dumps it in on the attack, looks back on Friel as he shoulders off a hit from him. Shermer to Hedquist right away, and a shot blocked out there by Torkelson. Picked up by Jack Williams, bodied along the wall by Shermer. He takes him down, gets it to Lowndes. Lowndes in all alone. Stopped as Friel catches up with him, sends it across ice. Couldn't be caught up to by Kraut. Excuse me, that's... that was Fitch, as Lowndes with another big hit frees up the puck as the Mavs chase it back in their own zone. Friel catches, glove to the ice, and he dumps it down once more. Lowndes picks it back up for the Mavs, sending it all the way up 2 lines wide to Carson Fitch, who brushes it the rest of the way. Taking that from his own end is Jack Williams, looking to find Devin Collis. Too far for his stick, and icing called on the Stallions just a minute and 2 seconds into the third. Now Ovean in this first start for the Mavs has stopped all 13 shots headed his way so far. The faceoff will be nearly 200 feet away from him and taken by James Shea for the Mavericks. It's won by the Stallions, though, and Rickabaugh sends it ricocheting off the back wall. Bringing around to the far side on the hash marks, it's picked up by Brait, and he clears. Puck into the bench as Brait loses his stick on the collision. And we'll have another whistle here early in the third. Omaha scored 4 goals in the third period a night ago against the Red Hawks after entering in a 3-3 tie. Tonight, they enter with a 3-goal lead, and Cam Fories dumps it back in after it was briefly cleared by the Stallions. Picked up there by Rickabaugh. He starts the rush up for the Stallions, too far for the stick of Devin Collis, and once again, icing called on the Stallions. Tessier and Carnes in on the draw. It's won by Carnes for the Stallions, and he gets it to Caden Wells. Wells back to Cole Williams, and they'll shuffle around with the D-men. Banking it up the near wall to Devin Collis. He can't control it. Dirk Schneider back to Mitchell. Nate Mitchell behind the cage leaves it for Dirk Schneider, banking it off the wall to Glazer, who has some trouble controlling it as he tracks it around the defensive zone. Finally does clear. It's picked up there by Williams, and he'll dump in for the Stallions. Tessier leaves it there in the corner for Dirk Schneider, the defenseman. Switching the ice to Mitchell, who gets it cleared, but no further, as Collis dumps it in for the third time on this shift before going for a change. Dirk Schneider looking ahead, couldn't find a way through. Mitchell now stops as he leaves the defensive zone, finding Tessier in the offensive. Tessier tried to get it around Brait. He pokes it off of his stick. Picked up there by Farnsworth, being pressured by Hebard. Leaves it there for Beanland, does Hebard. Hebard tried to dump it below the zone. It's picked back up by Mitchell. He clears to Shea. To center ice it goes and dumped back in by the Stallions. Number 81, now Ovean, dumps it behind his cage to Charlie Lowndes. Lowndes clears to center, and WMU picks it back up in their own zone. Braden Kraut dumps that one back in. His family watching in Arizona tonight. We'd like to Thank them for tuning in, and thank all of you here on the UNO ACHA Mavericks YouTube page. Puck dumped in on the attack by Shea. Grabbed there by Pearson Klopp. Younger of the two Klopp brothers playing for the Stallions tonight. Out of Jenison, Michigan. Puck in. Shea on the backhand. Just shot it right wide left. Crowd along the wall. Giving it to Shea. Looking to make the Arizonans happy. Shoots it in on Wagner. Save. Another rebound chance from Wagner. That one blocked out by the defenseman Klopp. To the corner it goes. Charlie Shea plays that off of a stick. Now Kraut doing battle in the corner with Friel. Back out to the point for Farnsworth. Along the wall to Wagner. Back to Farnsworth. He can't control it. The pass a little behind him, and out come the Stallions. Ahead with it, Michael Stein. Shoots one right into the shin pads of Charlie Lounge for another big shot block from the big freshman. Picked up by Wyatt Wagner. Dances around Friel below the red line. Now shakes off Crampton. Sends it the opposite way for Farnsworth. Farnsworth turns around and fires up the near wall, finding Fitch. Fitch shakes around one man, leaves the puck there for Shermer. Shermer gets it across. Shot, and it's in! What a play! As Hedquist tries to lift up Shermer there after the goal, he gets his second of the game. Does Ryan Hedquist, first of the game for the freshman. He's now got 5 goals in 3 games. And what a great play. Fitch leaving the puck there as he got taken off the puck. Left it perfectly in the position for Shermer to take it into the offensive zone with speed. Once there, he found Hedquist just waiting with the net yawning open behind Torkelson, and he made good on that chance for his 5th goal and team-leading 6th point of the season. Omaha up 4-0 here in the 3rd. Back on the attack comes Brill for the Stallions as he sends that one across. Intended for the stick of Klopp. He couldn't catch up to it, and Omaha clears to center. Hedquist, a goal in this game now. Gives it to Fories. Back to Hedquist. Intercepted at center ice by Charlie Carnes. Carnes taken down by Hedquist. Leaving the puck there for Devin Collis. Collis on the backhand, blocked out by Fitch. Below the goal line. Now wound up with a shot. Save made by Vayan. That was Brill taking a slap shot from the slot. Shermer gets on it for the Mavs. Sends it right into the skates of the Stallion. Brill back on it for Western. Takes a moment with it. On the backhand, he dumps it below the zone. Brill back after it, taking that puck from Mason Beth. Getting it over to Collis, but Beth, good pressure along with Fories to clear the zone for Omaha. Out to center ice with 14-14 to go in the 3rd, and it's dumped back in. Western will go for a change as the Mavs extended the lead to 4-0 after the last goal by Ryan Hedquist just a couple of minutes ago. James Shea grabs that one and dumps it in. Torkelson will have to stick it aside and now freezes as Cassiopo and Shea were crashing down on the crease. Shots up to 21-14 in favor of the Mavericks. They have controlled much of the possession, short of a few chances, and good ones at that, for the Stallions, as Dirk Schneider, great physical play to keep the puck in the zone. He carries it all the way down low, does the defenseman Dirk Schneider, leaving it there for James Shea. Shea trying to drill it in on the near post. He gets met there by Torkelson, and the puck stays out. Picked up and cleared by Hebard, sent all the way down for Kyle Conley. The two meet along the back wall, and a delayed call coming up on Dirk Schneider. Interference on the young Mav, and he'll skate off at 6:35 of the 3rd. Dirk Schneider for interference. Just 6 minutes and change into the 3rd. Western Sets up in the offensive zone. It's to the top of it for Jack Williams. Shot in, blocked out by the glove of Charlie Lowndes. From down low, it's back up high. Wound up shot again, and guess who? Charlie Lowndes with another big shot block. Getting it out to Wyatt Wagner, a shorthanded goal scorer in this game. Has Shea with him. Toe drags and shoots. Torkelson makes the glove save. Shea was waiting there to try on the rebound. But the junior from Lake Villa, Illinois, and the Kenosha Comets said no. He freezes that one in the crease with 90 seconds remaining on the penalty to Dirk Schneider, the sixth power play chance for Western in this contest. They have not made good on any of them to this point. They win the draw and control the puck in their own zone, though it's Klopp. Pearson Klopp poked off of the puck by Austin Tessier, and he'll do battle. Forcing Brait off the puck, but losing his stick in the process. Brait picks it back up and finally gets out of his own zone. Great 20 seconds of pressure there, forcing Western in its own end. Brait, give and go, gets the puck back. Shot blocked by Beff as he was sending that one on target. Hunsaker picks it up, tries to clear off the shin pad of a Stallion, and it stays in the zone. Now to Tessier, and he gets it the rest of the way out. And we'll go for a line change with under a minute to go in the Western power play. Tracked down along the back wall by Devin Collis. Poked off the puck by Chase Mann. Now grabbed by Pearson Klopp. Bodied off the puck there. Hunsaker and Cassiopo walk in for the Mavs. Cassiopo directs one towards Torkelson, and for the second time, Torkelson wanted the whistle, but instead, very nonchalantly flicks it out of his glove into his defenders. 20 seconds now on the power play. Picking it up is Rickabaugh. To the center for Brait. Brait has a man with him, decides to shoot, and Vayan makes the easy save as that one right into the pads for Noel Vayan. The draw will be to his right with 11 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Omaha 2-0 on the year. They've got wins from two different goaltenders as Cameron Moore picked up the win against Platteville on Sunday, and last night it was the true freshman Easton Mesher getting his first win in a 60-minute start. Omaha back to full force 5 as Chase Mann brings it in on the backhand. Mann cycles the puck around to Glazer out in front. Shot save as Glazer bowls over Jack Williams on the follow-through of the shot. Western is 1-0 on the year after a win over Arizona State in their season opener last night. They will take on Miami, Ohio at 10 a.m. tomorrow to wrap up this Omaha showdown. Miami and Arizona State will get their turn tonight, right after this one. Shot comes in from Satawa. Vayan with the easy cover. And a second Stallion went screaming over the crease, jumping over Vayan and a defender as they skate off for a line change. Draw one in the offensive zone by Western. Shot in, covered, and saved by Vayan. A quick whistle on that one from the linesman. Just 4 seconds came off of the clock here. And this time Omaha wins the draw. High off the glass, just barely misses the net and the rafters, and it's down into the offensive zone for Omaha. Digging it back out are the Stallions. Cole Williams tried to dump it in. He couldn't track it. Now pressured by Nate Mitchell along the wall. Gets it free to Austin Tessier, having trouble getting started. The stick draped around him from Ethan Patty. And it's played down low in the defensive zone of the Stallions where Cole Williams picks it up. He clears out to center. Omaha trying to go back in on the attack. It was a pass intended for Glazer from Dirk Schneider, but too far for the freshman from Kearney's stick, and it'll go for an icing halfway through period number 3. At the point, the Broncos dump it in behind the cage. Voorhees collects, loses it there in the corner. Picked back up and shot on by Stein, wide right. Glazer circles behind the cage, looking to break out, passes it off the skate of Crampton right to his own self. Dirk Schneider gets it out, but takes a shoulder up high, and here comes Patty for the Stallions. Glazer and Patty battling without the puck there. As it's left for Stein, Tessier bodies him along the wall. Now Patty and Glazer converge again. Glazer wins that battle, and the puck's to the near wall. Picked back up by the point man, Klopp, and he sends it in on Vayen, who covers for the whistle. So the two 1-0 teams are right in front of you tonight in the Omaha Showdown. Western defeated Arizona State a night ago, and Omaha handled Miami in its first contest. So we'll await the Arizona State and Miami game to see just how this pool play bracket will shake out. Again, no championship games here as Shermer starts to rush up. This looks promising. He sends one on net and glove down by Torkelson. No championship game in the Omaha Showdown. It's just the best record after 3 contests. As everybody plays everybody, and a shot in from Beth, easily handled by Torkelson, might have been headed wide left. Hedquist wins the draw in the offensive zone. Straight out. Shermer wide left with the shot. That was a great look at the goal. Now from the point, it's Mitchell sending one on, but it goes wide off a deflection. Picked up below the zone by Jack Williams. Pressured off the puck by Carson Fitch of the Mavericks and played out. Devin Collis wins it back for the Stallions and carries into the offensive zone. Leaving it back for Brait. Shot into the shin pads. Another one gets through. Save made by Vayen, and the Mavericks clear the length of the ice. Foot race between two very tired guys in Charlie Shea and Jack Williams. Williams wins that one for an icing. The Stallions will rotate their lines. The Mavericks unable to do so due to being the cause of the stoppage of play on the icing. It also can happen for a puck out of play in the defensive zone, a hand pass, or a delay of game pushing the net off. Omaha gets the puck out. Shea taken down, and this one will be caught by our officials. Kyle Conley drags Charlie Shea down, and he's headed off to the box with 8:36 to go in the game. It's a hooking call there from one of our officials, Mike Buzzle. And it comes at 11:24 of the third. It'll send the Mavericks on their 4th power play of the game, their first since the first period. They went 1 for 3 on the man advantage in the first. Glazer has it right off the jump. Sends one on, blocked out in front, and he's taken down. Picking that puck up is Hedquist. Glazer being grabbed onto there as he tries to free himself. It's Lowndes at the top of the zone, sending one through, high off the glass. Man collects the rebound, takes it down low below the goal line. Leaves it there for Glazer into the skates of the Kearneyite. Sends it back down low to Mann. To the top for Lowndes once more. Again to Glazer at the bottom of the circle. He takes it topside to Lowndes. Blocked off a shin pad of Justin Satawa for the Stallions. Back on the puck, it's Hedquist. Leaves it for Glazer. Moves around one man. To the backhand. Forehand now to pass to Tessier. It's loose in front. Whacking at it and digging at it are the Stallions, and they get it out of the zone. Trying to keep it in there was Hedquist. But upon seeing the linesman's arm in the air, he did not touch that puck. Bayan grabs it and with 55 seconds sends it up to Glazer. He can't control it. Stick lift prevents Crampton from catching the puck for Western. Lowndes takes it back in, but gets played off the puck as he enters, and Patty sends it the length of the ice for the Stallions. High stick called on Omaha, and we will have a defensive zone draw. Not sure who committed the infraction there, but with 37 seconds left, again, there are two different high sticking calls. One where you make contact with the puck up high, which is just a whistle stoppage of play, and one where you make contact with a player up high, and that'll get you 2 minutes in the box. This one, playing the puck up high, so no penalties to be given out. Shermer with the puck on the power play for the Mavs. Shoots one, save made by Torkelson. Kept in at the line by Fories. To Fitch, looking across, knocked down by Patty. Great play from the senior, and he sends it out. To center ice for Fories with 10 seconds. He gives it to Fitch. Fitch skates across the blue line. He's in, shoots one, and it's blocked out. On its way in to Torkelson, who grabs and covers with 2 seconds left on the power play. Omaha entered the game at a very impressive but probably unsustainable 5-for-11 on the power play at a clip of 45.5%. 1 for 4 tonight, so 25% of their chances they've converted on, barring a goal in the next 2 seconds here, as the draw won by the Stallions will pretty much cancel out that chance. As the fall back down to earth a little bit for the Mavs. Here come the Stallions, and he rings one off the pipe, does Charlie Carnes. He beat Bayan, but couldn't beat the post. Wagner pins it up against the wall and holds. Back out to the point. Shot comes in weakly from Rickabaugh, and no problem kicking that one aside for Nate Mitchell. Problem getting it out, though, is he's crunched up along the wall and has to bank it off the glass, sending Cole Williams retreating to his own zone with Kraut on the puck for Omaha. Kraut, great physical play there in the corner. Cole Williams still on the puck. Now Kraut with the poke check, frees it up. Taken down by Williams, who wins the puck back for Western. Grabbed by Rickabaugh. Hit off the linesman, can't clear. Wagner back in to Kraut. Kraut shoots off a stick, and it's in! Braden Kraut! It's his second goal this season, first since that Platteville game last Sunday, as the freshman out of Hastings, Minnesota, puts the Mavs up by a 5 spot. Much to the chagrin of the Kraut family watching in attendance and watching back home in Arizona. The goal coming at 14:25 of the third, as Kraut nets his second of the season to put the Mavs up 5-0 on the Western Michigan Stallions. This is the two 1-0 teams of the Omaha Showdown facing off. The two 0-1 squads will play next in about 5 minutes of game action and a warm-up and an ice scrape. Hadfield takes that puck at center ice and dumps it in. Final 5 minutes of the contest as Omaha takes the puck back in the offensive zone with a great hit. Out to the line for Forey. Shot in, gloved down by Torkelson, and he holds. Omaha with 2 more in the third period here to extend the lead to 5. They lead in shots 26-20 as Cassioko gets it to Beth, barely keeping that one in along the line. but a dump in gives the puck right back to Griffin Friel for the Stallions. Played out, give and go, back to Friel, looking to the slot, couldn't find it. It was Brill taken right off of his stick by Voorhees. 2-on-1 come the Mavericks if they hurry. Voorhees skating with Hatfield, shoots it, and it's wide left. James Shea picks up the loose puck, down low to Voorhees. Poked off of his stick, but right onto that of Chase Mann. Intercepted by the Stallions. They try to switch the ice. Great play by Dirk Schneider to keep it in. Below the zone, looking out high for Mann. He couldn't get a stick on it. Brill looking to play the body instead of the puck. Loses it there to James Shea. Friel comes in to help. Omaha still with possession as it's back to Nate Mitchell at the point. Winds up, shoots one. Great diving block by Brill. Back to Mitchell. Toe drags around one man. Walks in, shoots. It's off the pipe. Picked up on the rebound chance by Beanland. And he'll carry it out of the offensive zone for the Stallions and in as he dumps it on. Grabbed there by Caden Wells, the leading goal scorer for the Stallions with 2 so far, both coming in the game a night ago against Arizona State. Mitchell lifts this one sky high to Blake Glazer, who takes it into the offensive zone. Pressured immediately by Beanland. Gets it down low to Tessier. Rung around the wall to Nate Mitchell, who sends it across to Dirk Schneider with 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and it's in! Noah Dirk Schneider from the point, just a seeing eye shot, and the Mavericks have doubled the lead that they started with in the third. 6-0, Omaha. This one coming at the 16-minute, 41-second mark and off the stick of Noah Dirk Schneider for his first goal of the season. Dirk Schneider, another Sioux City kid, one of 3 who played for the Metros. He was an all-league defender in 24-25, as that play is going to be called off for a high stick. So no goal for Dirk Schneider as the officials met at center ice after looking like they were ready to drop the puck. It won't even count as a shot on goal for the high stick as the puck in the back of the cage, but high was the stick that redirected the puck in, so it wouldn't have been Dirk Schneider's goal anyway. And a delayed call coming up on the Mavericks now. Right after the penalty was wiped off the board, a long pass, catching that one like a wide receiver on the goal line was Michael Stein, but as he takes it into the offensive zone, played off the puck, and the Mavericks head to the box. That's Kraut, the latest goal scorer for the Mavericks, headed to the box. This penalty coming at 17:03 of the third, giving the Stallions a 7th power play opportunity tonight, of which obviously they're 0 for 6. They can't control the puck off the draw, but kept in at the line by Cole Williams. Gives it along to Patty. Down further still to Williams. Back to Patty, up to the top of the zone for Cole. Cole Williams. Cross ice to Devin Collis. Down low it goes to Rickabaugh. Intercepted by Nate Mitchell. He can't control it. It's back to Collis. Collis gives it up the wall. Back up to the point for Cole Williams. Shot in. Deflected a couple of times on its way and did not get through to Vayan. Down low it's Bray. Trying to find Collis. He was looking to the point. It was intercepted. And Mitchell able to clear out of his own end. 1 minute and 13 seconds on the power play for the Stallions. Their 7th of the game. Oh, blowing a tire there is Bray. He loses the puck, and Wagner takes it into the offensive zone. That's the same spot a Maverick lost his footing in the second. There's an extra slippery spot of ice here at Holland Ice. Charlie Shea nearly intercepted that breakout pass, a dangerous one right into the slot for the Stallions. Glazer catches a couple of sticks up high from Patty, who's been dealing with him all night. That's Fories instead, as he shoots one wide left. As the Stallions touch up there, it's blown dead, and the final 38 seconds of the power play for Western will be wiped out by a penalty to Patty, 2 minutes for hooking, and with a minute 35, the officials are just going to ask that he does not come back. Patty being sent off. Somebody else will have to serve the 2 minutes as potentially a misconduct given to Patty in addition to the 2 minutes. It's coming at 18:25, and this one's all but over as we're 4-on-4 until we get to the final minute mark as Forey sends one into the glove of Torkelson. He's now up to 22 saves. Vayan on the other side, stopping 20 for the Mavericks. Western picks it up in its own zone. Griffin Friel sends it out high to Justin Satawa. He can't control it, and Omaha retreats into its own end with the puck. 70 seconds remain in the contest. Omaha just over a minute from going 0-2 in their first ever showdown. Fitch gets the puck, shoots one, and it's right into the glove of Torkelson. He's been waiting to get on the board, has Carson Fitch. After that Platteville game, he stayed out on the ice and worked for about 30 minutes trying to get a goal across. Didn't find one last night and had a great look there. Still hasn't been able to beat the net, but what a great, strong player the Mavs have in that freshman Carson Fitch. Cam Forey sends that one in as the Mavericks go under a minute left in the contest. Kraut comes out of the box, and for the final 57.4 seconds, barring another Omaha goal, the Mavs will finish this one out on a 5-on-4 power play. Shermer in on the draw. To Fitch. Intercepted there by Crampton. He'll start up with it. Fitch takes it below the goal line. Back over to Fories. He pivots, content to retreat, burning more clock, down to 30 seconds remaining in the game. Omaha has controlled this one the whole way, looking for maybe one more as they lead 5-0. The sixth goal was wiped off of a high stick. But still, 5 solid scoring chances from the Mavs have dominated this one and taken it away from a 1-0 Western Michigan squad who looked solid last night against Arizona State. We will wait to see what happens in the finale tonight, but Omaha, one win away from taking the Omaha Showdown as they take this one over Western Michigan by a score of 5-0. Goals coming from Mann, Glazer, Lowndes, Wagner, and Kraut as Omaha takes this one and gives Bayan his first shutout in black and crimson, third of his career, and fifth shutout all time for the Mavs. We will be right back with you tomorrow afternoon, at 12:30 p.m. from Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Until then, have a great night, and as always, go Mavs! I've been Nate Obrecht. Thank you for joining us here on the UNO ACHA YouTube page.